there, guys. Welcome in. I hope that you can hear us. It's really gusty here today, so we pushed the camera back a little to keep it out of the wind. So if you can't hear us, if we're having audio issues, let us know. This is the first time you've ever been in here and you've never seen our videos before, today we're going to be talking about insulation that we installed into the van. We purchased the Winnebago Revel just about a year ago now, and we're going to do a 12-month review that will be coming up within the next week or so. And before we do that, we promised everybody that we would open up the back doors and show what the insulation did, if it held up, if it got wet, if it fell. We're kind of curious. We haven't done it yet, so we were going to do it in our video, our 12-month review video, but we decided just to go live and do it, just to show you. I'm so afraid the camera's going to blow over. Just to show you what we discovered, and we have no idea yet. So yes, it's very gusty here.
So hello from India.
Hello, India. And as you guys, as you know, we've been doing our lives later in the evening, usually around 6 o'clock, and the last live that we did was 5 hours, just because we had nothing else really better to do, and we aren't traveling around in our van right now. We're staying put, and while we're staying put, we are doing a few upgrades, which will be in our 12-month review. So I hope you stick around and just see what happens when we undo the doors on the Sprinter.
So we're kind of curious how the Havelock wool has held up. That's been a big question that we received when we actually installed the wool. So it's been an entire winter. It is springtime now, which this is perfect time for spring cleaning. So we've actually pulled everything out of the backside of the van so that we can do some deep scrubs and dive into that and some other projects. We also want to start doing the Havelock wool in the front half of the van. So before we do that, we of course want to make sure the Havelock wool is holding up.
Hello, Southern California. Welcome in. Oh, it must be a lot warmer there. It's not actually very cold here today in Alaska. It's just gusty and breezy. So make sure that you say hi to us, you guys. Hit that thumbs up button. And we'll do our best to sort of monitor the conversation. It will be a little bit more difficult than it usually is with our lives, because Jim's going to be pulling off the back panel. Oh, he's going to do that back panel. I have no idea. And also, if you're interested in doing it yourselves, you might get a better idea of real life, like how it is to pull off that back panel, because we did do a video on it, but we just we showed little clips of it or a time lapse of it. You know, we got a lot of questions whether or not it was difficult to pull off. So let's get to work.
Doug asked if we can show the insulation we put in the pantry. That would take quite a while.
That would take a lot of work to take everything out of the pantry and undo all of that.
If we notice a problem with this back door, then we may do that.
Yeah.
Right now, we're just going to see what this side looks like before we tear everything back apart.
Yeah, just even to take it off. So if you haven't been following along, if you're new, these back panels back here as well, he also insulated the whole back end of the Revel. But right now, we just want to see what's going on in one of the doors. See if it's held any moisture or if it's fallen.
Otherwise, Doug, this would turn into a 10-hour live or maybe 24-hour live, so I hope you understand that. If we do find a problem, you know, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and you know, if you've gotten to know us, we can probably potentially do a 24-hour live. The time goes by really fast when we do this, so thanks for stopping in, you guys. If you have any questions about how the van has held up for us this past year, we hope to answer those in the 12-month review, which, again, like I said, we're filming it this upcoming week. We pulled everything out. We have done some modifications, which are somewhat of a surprise. And if you have any questions about how it's been going for us, let us know here in the comment section. We may not be able to answer it right now, but I would love to answer it in the video too.
So to pull her apart the back door, I'm gonna get started on this. Should be your entertainment today while I'm working.
Oh.
Kind of, I guess. You only need a couple tools. So you need a really nice, small screwdriver in order to pry apart some of the paneling. And then, of course, to get inside the panel, a panel tool.
Where'd you find that panel tool? Like, where'd you get it?
On Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, a screwdriver. So
It's a screwdriver?
a
It's
drill.
like a drill to me. Where are my gloves? Good question. Literally, I came out here 4 minutes ago, made my coffee, ran out here, and decided to get this going with him. So I'll find him. Okay. As you know, mornings are just not my thing, and now that it's cold and windy out here, got my coffee. Hope you guys have a cup of coffee as well. You saw that he just took the shade off. Again, we will get more into that we have a better solution than just those shades. As you know, in the summer, I hope you can hear me. In the summer, it's 24 hours of light up here. So those shades were not really cutting it. So we have something else instead. Yeah, we'll show it in our next video. What is the corona status over here? Pretty much the same as everywhere else. It haven't been really paying a whole lot of attention to the numbers, but we have been asked to stay put, shelter in place, not drive around the state, so we stopped. The governor has given us sort of mixed messages. He said we can go out and do stuff and have fun and enjoy the outdoors, but we just decided to stay put and get this stuff done. In terms of numbers, I think we've had 5 deaths. Maybe somebody else here that's from Alaska can give more updated numbers. I see Jim's underwear. Yes. Live in the RV local life. Yes, thank you for coming in and joining us, you guys. If you have the chance, you guys need to check out these guys. They're so much fun. It is very windy today and a little bit chilly. An overland gear guy, you as well. Hey, how's it going? We have some of your stuff back here that we're going to talk about. You guys need to check out Overland Gear Guy as well. It's a pretty cool guy. Actually, I sat and watched his live yesterday with Jim, and we had a good time watching it. I just discovered a pine needle in my coffee from one of the trees. It is windy. Okay, what are you doing? So he is, I want to show you how easy it was to pop off the little plastic. But it looks like you already did it.
Yeah, I already got them all off.
That's how easy popping off the little so there's these little plastic things that cover the screws, and he just popped them all off super quick. This is usually what I'm in charge of, it's holding stuff. These guys right here. Terry, it's 2 p.m. there. Yeah, for me, 10 o'clock is like really early. If you've been following along, right? Usually if I wake up, it's at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And if I'm not working, I usually sleep until 10 or 11. So when I got up at 8 o'clock this morning, I was like, no, this isn't okay. Oh, I'm scrolling. Getting ready for tonight with wine in hand, man. Yeah, that's good. It's what, 3 o'clock there? It's almost 5 o'clock. I'm gonna grab my gloves here in a minute. Hi Bob's Adventure, thank you so much for coming in. I went and checked you out yesterday. You're a lot of fun. I'm so glad that we found each other actually. It's 2 but live at 8. Oh, so tonight you're going live as well. Awesome. So maybe after this we'll come in and say hi to you. So right now Jim's just unscrewing the screws that are up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's how many?
4 more.
4 more screws. They're up high. And Ember's chilling in there too. I don't know if you can see her, but she's staying out of the wind. For your anniversary, you can't go out, so you're gonna celebrate on YouTube. That's a really good way to do it. You should do like, you know how we did those date boxes before? Maybe just look up a date and play some trivia or something. I'm sure you have it all planned out, but it'd be fun to have a date with you guys on your anniversary. That would be so much fun. How many years now? So as you might be able to see right here that there is insulation at the top that is the stock insulation. Can you see that? That's what was in there. We left it up there. We didn't insulate that top part, I don't believe. Did you?
Inside.
We put the stock insulation over it. Here. So the gray stuff is the stock insulation, and then what you'll see is the Havelock wool that we put in. How long has it been now? The phone is plugged in, that's why it's right there, and is being sheltered from the wind. So we're gonna get one more snowstorm here. Live in RV Loca. Usually about April 10th or so, we'll get dumped on again, but yes, we still have snow. All this wind is blowing it, melting it a little bit, and then we're gonna get dumped on again. And Kayak Dreamer, Tim Kim's just hanging out, keeping us company. You told me hi. Hi, Tim Kim. Okay, here comes the good part. You know, I think you want to watch what he's doing, not me, so I'm going to unplug this. Well, it looks exactly the same. So one of our fears was that it was going to shift. Yeah. There is no moisture in there. It's perfectly dry.
So when we did the initial installation, everyone told us that there would be a couple of things that would happen. They said that we would end up with mold or mildew, or it would be just a sopping wet mess, or that it would rust the metal on the inside. None of that came true. It's completely, perfectly fine all after a full winter of use. So I gotta say, Havelock Wool,
Yeah,
they get our vote.
held up pretty well. Yeah, perfectly. I mean, I guess we could. No, there is no moisture in there at all. Okay. It actually made the back end incredibly cozy for us in the winter, and it really helped with the. Would you pull a piece from the door bottom? Yeah, pull a piece from the door bottom. Let's see. Make sure you can see that. Hold on.
So this piece was in here. No issues at all.
Can you wait to get? Oh, can't wait to get yours installed. Wait. I know it's kind of cold out here, but we decided why not come out and do it. But we can't wait to do the rest of the van with it now that we know. We really weren't sure, to be honest. There was a lot of doubt that was sort of put into our heads about after we did it. A lot of people told us that it would get wet and rust out our doors, and that it was a waste. I don't know. We heard all kinds of stuff about it, and it's been great.
Just not the case. So, yes, Havelock Wool does hold up.
Sorry, I keep getting to see up my nose. Okay. Think that works? Okay.
Another piece. So I pulled this piece out right here. No rust, no nothing. I mean, just perfect.
Okay. Well, no, I guess Jim has his work cut out for him because he has to do the front half of the van now that it's starting to warm up a little bit. We do want to do the front doors because when we're sitting up in the front in our captain's chairs, being able to turn it around, it does get a little bit breezy down on my legs. I don't know if breezy's the word, but breezy's on my head right now. It's a little bit drafty, is that the word for it? When it's like minus 10, minus 20 degrees, and I think that if we do insulate the front of the, I have to hate the fake wool, the fake wool rumors. Yeah, gotta hate the haters, right? So I think that it was a really cool idea to do this and just go live with you and show you because this could have gone horribly wrong and all those rumors could have been true. And I'm so glad that it wasn't, but we really wanted to check it out for ourselves, and I'm glad that we did.
I think now I'm going to take out that stock piece of insulation up top and replace that with wool since we have it open.
Yeah, it does get really warm in there though. At night I think you've been watching our videos, I hardly even need that blanket at night. Under the pantry is where he did, but I don't know if we need to check that right now to see how that's doing. When we do the front doors, we'll do a video on that and let you know how that goes as well.
No, Hillbilly, it does not itch. Wool that's 100% wool. So if you haven't looked at Havelock Wool, take a look at their company, their website. I mean, now we are 100% supporters. This took away any doubt that we had, period.
Yeah.
And most of that doubt came from
Other people.
saying, oh, well, this is what's going to happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah. You want to talk about wool not itching? Wool has become something really important to us. That this is a wool hat and this is a wool scarf. My mom made both for the Buffalo Wool Company, and they are another amazing company that we strongly support. Overland Deer Guy, Buffalo Wool Company, we appreciate both of you. Havelock Wool as well. There's nothing itchy about this or this. The Havelock Wool and the Buffalo Wool, it's so soft. I think that regular insulation might itch if you touched it.
Regular insulation is a mess.
Yeah. Wool is the bee's knees, yes.
Doug, no moisture present anywhere I take it. Nope, no moisture at all.
No.
As I pulled pieces out, it's just straight, just like I just installed it. So.
It looks exactly the same as the first day that you did it. It's completely dry. He left the stock, so if you're wondering and if you have been following along, this was the stock insulation and this was all that was there. We left that and then we put the wool on top of it, which created another layer of it. And then we filled in all the little holes that are in the doors. So there was a lot of gaps. This is all
there was a
in there.
ton of gaps. If we wouldn't have done it, we would have had a much different experience.
And Havelock Wool claims that, it doesn't mold, that they have all these wonderful claims, and I truly believe in it now. So.
Doug says the reason I asked about the pantry insulation is I believe there are drain holes in the rocker panels that allow the dust in.
You have to explain to what rocker panels are to us that allow the dust in the pantry. We did plug up a lot of little holes underneath the drawer in the kitchen that were allowing dust in. In fact, he showed that, you guys, I think you saw it, there was like a hole that you could see daylight through. We plugged that up with Havelock Wool as well. I think that there were parts that we didn't put wool in underneath the pantry because we knew that that was some sort of ventilation, right?
No, the heater is down there.
Oh, the heater.
So we did do behind the heater, but over the heater and all that, we didn't want to end up with a fire. So there is some separation in there, and that's where we separated it off. But other than that, that entire pantry behind it, there was like 5 inches of gap. We put 5 inches of Havelock wool inside there. So it does stay pretty cozy. And then underneath, where the water tank enters through the floor, that was another spot. That's the spot she was saying we could see daylight. And so that area is all insulated as well underneath that piece. Bob's Adventure says, can you buy rock wool bats at Home Depot or Lowe's? You can, but do your research. The rock wool is not the same as using a product like Havelock wool. So pay attention to that. If you decide to go rock wool, do your research.
Somebody,
Brian.
hi, Forever Awake. How are you? Hi, Brian. Thank you. Oh my God.
Brian, you're awesome.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. Shout out to Brian. He has been with us now for, gosh,
a long time.
A long time.
He writes us a lot of information.
He gives us a lot of ideas too. We've become personal friends even through YouTube and Instagram. Was it Instagram or YouTube where we first met?
I don't remember.
I know. I think it was YouTube.
JP,
Rod.
hi guys. Just woke up too. Yeah, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning here, so this is normally like she's still in bed. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to kick her out of bed and make her get up early, which is.
Yeah, you guys gave me a good reason to actually get out of bed today.
Victor asked, "What do you think of the 2021 Revel?"
Oh, okay.
Fair question.
Yeah, that is a fair question. There's parts of it that I absolutely love, and we've talked about it a little bit. Of course. What's that?
The sun is rising over the van. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, look, I have a halo. I'm an angel. The lithium batteries being on the inside was fabulous. The AC can run for 2 hours off those batteries, which is, I don't know how I feel about that. I do like the little things that, like where they put the refrigerator. The refrigerator is more accessible. I also like the sink, and the induction stove actually comes out in a drawer, and I like that. But in terms of like anything that's been upgraded,
the lithium batteries on the inside. Did you talk about that?
Yeah, I did in the sink. But I don't know if it'd be worth it.
So it's hard to say how the lithium's going to work. I mean, you basically have to keep the van running all the time in order to keep the back end warm enough for lithium batteries. So that would be one challenge. The other challenge, if you notice back here, we have our shower port in the back end of the van. Well, with the 2021 Revel, your fresh water port is actually inside the van. So if you're going to fill up with fresh water, you have to open your doors.
Yeah, city water fill, but I kind of understand what they're saying with that though. This van is made for boondocking, not for campgrounds. So having the city water fill on the inside makes sense because we have been hooked up to city water maybe once, and that was just because
When we
were
first bought
testing
it.
it out. Yeah, so it makes sense that the city water fill is inside the van instead of outside. It gives it more of a sleek look. There's a lot about the 2021 that I do like. In terms of cost, and I haven't really looked that far into it to see how much it would cost, but I think for now we're just gonna enjoy ours.
Is the Havelock Wool Insulation expensive? It really wasn't that expensive. It cost us more for the shipping of it to get here. You basically need in order to do the entire van, you basically need 2 big bundles of wool, and each one costs about $150. For us to ship it to Alaska, it ends up being double the price. So that the shipping piece is the expensive part. But if you lived in the States, your shipping wouldn't be anywhere near what we paid to get it sent here.
I was gonna see if I could show you how it comes, but he's all yours for a second.
Brian says it was YouTube that he started following us.
Yeah, you then discovered us on
YouTube and then Instagram, and now we're always in contact. So that's pretty awesome. Brian's a really cool guy. If you haven't seen his Instagram, it's forever a week.
Yeah, he's got some great pictures on there too. So this is how it comes in this big bag, and this is how much we have left. How many of these bags did we have?
We'll need one more.
But originally, how many of these bags? Oh, so this is the bag that we had to do the back doors and to do the sides, and there's still
About half.
about half of a bag, and we're going to use this to do. I should get him doing that today. To do the front doors.
And the headliner. Those are the next 2.
Oh, good luck on the headline. That should be fun.
JP says, you guys look rested, healthy, good today. Sun
Yay.
looks good. Yes, we are rested. It's much different doing this in the morning than after staying up all night.
I like how you cut yourself on that. Yeah.
Hillbilly says, let me ask you all this. About how many miles do you anticipate you'll get out of the Revel before you have to upgrade? Well, we've already done 20,000 miles. So probably a lot more.
Let me tell you a little something about Jim. I'm not going to show it to you, but he buys things brand new, vehicles, everything. He'll buy it brand new. He won't buy anything used, and he will drive it until it dies.
Yeah.
I don't think we have ever traded in a vehicle or upgraded. He'll just drive it until it no longer works. So he definitely has doesn't have commitment issues or. When he likes something, he likes it forever. So with the Revel, I can't say that we wouldn't upgrade it personally, but for him, he's probably just gonna keep modifying it, keep driving it until
I mean, if the 2025 comes out with something just incredible.
mind-blowing. But by then, we've probably done all of our own personal upgrades that we're just gonna want to hold on to it.
Yep.
He has had his Ford F-150 for over 20 years.
Bob's Adventure, you have any experience with the diesel heaters? So we do have a S-Bar diesel heater inside our van. That's what keeps us warm all winter long. We have not had any issues with the diesel heater. Hot water, whatever, it works perfectly. So we're happy with the S-Bar.
Yeah, we have heard, just to be straightforward and transparent with you, we have heard people having issues with the S-Bar heater. He knows a little bit more about this than I do, but you have to run it on high for a certain period of time to sort of clear out the particulates?
Yeah.
Okay.
So carbon.
Carbon. Okay.
So
Particulates
you do
are actually in the engine.
probably once a week we run it on high, full blast, as high as it goes, so that we burn off any carbon buildup. That's just a piece of advice that we learned through the Facebook group that we follow, and so we do the same thing. Just once a week, go ahead and run it on high for at least a half hour to an hour, and then hopefully that helps extend the life expectancy.
Well, our plan this summer, well, actually, our plan mid-May was to head south to Oregon and have it looked at. But there's also somebody up here in Alaska. It's a boat company that works on SPAR heaters, Alaska Marine. So I don't know. I don't know what the difference between going to them and going down to Rickson would be, but maybe you guys could let us know what the difference is, because I don't know.
So we may reach out to them, see what how well they work on them. You never know. A boat company could be completely different, but it should be the same exact heater. So
I think Rickson just knows how to work on it with the Revel. I don't know.
JP says, Hillary, a diesel Mercedes can go several 100,000 miles at least. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I've seen, in fact, on Van Trader, when I was looking at vans, they did this thing like, how many miles do you have on your Sprinter? I saw them over 200,000 miles, so just take good care of it.
Jerry asks, hi guys. Hi Jerry.
Hi Jerry.
Thank you for answering my other question. Is the 2020 Revel better insulated? Love watching you guys. From our experience and from what we've seen other people posting, no, not really. It's not better insulated. As we've said in the past, the insulation is good if you live in mild temperatures, but if you're in extreme, whether you're in heat or cold, because insulation does protect you against the heat as well, then I would recommend pulling your panels off. If you do have the 2020, check and see how your insulation is and if it's going to meet your needs. I know when we pulled out, even on the bedroom, when we pulled out the side paneling inside, there was very little insulation when it came to the stock insulation itself. So adding the Havelock wool made a huge difference for us.
I don't think that Winnebago with the 2020 or the 2021 changed anything when it came to the insulation.
Hi BC.
Hi BC.
Billy says, so 250,000 miles easily with Jim at the wheel. Yeah, it would probably easily be 250,000 miles.
Yeah. David, hi. Hi, Italy. What was I going to say?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm good, but I can't read your mind that well.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim, did you hear her? Nope, he didn't hear you either.
I don't even know. He takes really good care of his vehicles. He just drives them until they dies. Right. He'll only fix something when it goes wrong. Being actually proactive about things going wrong, I have to say, he's...
Ron says, hi from Ontario, Canada. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Ron. And I think the Overland Gear guy, I think that he sent you a text. So, just so you know, I saw it pop up but it's on there. So, we'll get to that.
Brian said the Havelock wool does well insulating against the cold. You plan on going to South America, which requires you to go through specific heat zones. Do you expect it'll insulate in the heat as well? Yes, it does. That's a great thing about wool, is it heats on both cold or hot.
That's right.
It insulates for both heat, whatever. My brain is still sleeping. BC said, glad the insulation seems to be working well. And, it also reduces noise sound.
Yes.
Which made a huge difference for us.
Before he insulated it, we had several trips under our belt. We'd gone pretty far. And even sleeping at night, hearing things outside was more noticeable. Mm-hmm. After he insulated, it felt just like a cocoon back there, like I could hardly hear anything outside the doors. And then when we're going down the road, it seems to muffle everything a lot better.
Chad says, yes, I ran my heater yesterday for 30 minutes to keep it regular. Good.
Yeah.
JP, Jim, I have two Lincoln Town cars, an '06 and a 2011. The '06 just never died. 260,000 miles on it. Amazing, the Ford engines.
Yes.
I agree. You know, my truck is a 2001. Yeah, 19 years old. David Martinez says ciao.
He's saying hi. He says that David is our friend in Italy.
BC said this Revel should last you folks for years. Yeah, I'd expect that it will.
Yeah. They would have to come up with something pretty significant in order for us to really want anything different than what we have. It works really well. I mean, the refrigerator being where it's at, and again, we'll get into this stuff in the 12-month review. Yeah.
Lay down. Sit. Sit. Ember's right here.
She's hanging out. And then Tim Kim is hanging out up there. If you guys have been following along, you're wondering what the heck that is behind us. That's my friend.
Overland Gear guy said we noticed a huge difference in the noise decrease when we put the wool.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's why we're looking forward to doing the front half of the van, because up front we still get some, but hopefully that'll be taken care of. JP says, came in late, so are you keeping in the wool or are you stuffing more in today? Yeah, now that I have it open, I am going to put some more wool in there and remove the rest of the stock insulation now that we have complete trust that Havelock Wool is going to hold up for us.
Yeah.
So the stock insulation is just subpar. So I'm going to pull that out and redo it.
Yay, we're going to put him to work today. Yeah, we weren't sure if we wanted to take the foam parts out, and again, if you're just joining us, I'll show you again. We left some of the original, what is this stuff called? Like the spongy foam stuff, and you know, I think if anything was to hold, I'm no scientist, if anything was to hold water, it'd be like a sponge, right? But there's no moisture in it at all. It is dry, and then we put the wool on top of it because we had some doubts in our head.
But
Now
now we're just going to put all the wool.
If you agree, if you don't agree, let me know.
Doug asked, do we plan on insulating under or behind the dash? My Mercedes service truck head vent. Yes,
Interesting, yeah.
I will get to that point as well as taking a look underneath there. Eventually we want to change out the stereo system in there as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be part of that project.
That'll also be brought up in our 12-month review as well.
Brian says, roads seem rough up there. Have you noticed screws or bolts backing out or loosening up in your Revel or on the undercarriage? Yes.
We will talk about that.
We did have one of our latches inside our shower, and we'll talk about that more in our 12-month review. So,
We can't give you all our secrets right now. It's a good question, though, and I like these questions because it gives us an idea of what to show you when we do the video. We don't want to just sit and walk around it and give you a walkthrough. We want to show you everything that we like, don't like, and if we were disappointed in any way with it.
BC says, I'm currently looking on the Winnebago site but not seeing the 2021 version. Is it even out yet? Have you seen pics? We have not seen pictures. We saw a video. There was a video that was released that is a full walkthrough of the 2021. So I recommend you checking it out if that's something that interests you. Mm-hmm. You won't find it on their website yet. You won't find pictures of it, but you can watch the video.
Yeah, don't leave us to go watch the video. Do it later. But it's on YouTube, and just Google 2021 walkthrough. I'm not quite sure if it was. I don't know enough about it if it was just a prototype, but I don't think that they've started production of them yet.
Winnebago has shut down production with the current situation.
Yeah.
Actually, Winnebago is doing a really cool thing. Is all of their sewing crew is actually making masks for first responders. So kudos to Winnebago for doing your part, and rather than building vans or building RVs, they're actually using their crew to help everybody.
That's
So,
awesome. They've also extended so if our warranty ends in April, they've extended it by, I think, 60 days right now if you have any issues. So that was really nice of them as well. They've taken really good care of us, you guys.
Irmgard Doris says, greetings from Niagara Falls, Ontario. We camped our way to Alaska last summer and loved every minute. Now we are really loving seeing Alaska in the winter. Cheers and kudos.
Thank you. It's been fun camping in the winter as well. And I'm glad that you loved Alaska. There's so much to love about it. I think that one of the things that people forget is how vast this state is, and I can't even tell you how many times I want to just emphasize that. You know, Alaska's huge. You can't come up here for just a week and see even a 16th of it. You might be able to enjoy one town and then leave again. It wouldn't be worth it to come up here for just a week.
JP says, Ember must know about the camera. She always makes an appearance. She likes watching herself too.
Oh my gosh, yes, we discovered that last night. Jim likes to watch himself too because he was replaying one of our videos and we were critiquing it for our 12-month review. We were trying to figure out what we'd want to do different in the future from our 9-month review. And Ember heard herself in one of our videos and she just sat there and then she heard the water in our video and she just sat there and watched herself in the video. But she's so cute. I don't blame her. There's also people out running and she doesn't like people, so.
Victor says, where would you take the Revel in Washington State?
Oh.
So we did go through
We
Washington
did go,
State.
yeah.
We went through Seattle. We came all the way up the coast of Oregon, and then into Seattle. We went to see some flower festival or something. It was really
The
cool.
tulips.
But she was more into flowers than I am.
Yeah, I made him go to the Tulip Festival. In fact, we rearranged all of our plans so we could go to this Tulip Festival, and it was absolutely beautiful. Off the top of my head right now, places are not coming to my head.
I want to go to that one national park.
That one national park, you know, just that one.
On the coast.
On the coast.
Do you have any insulation cards for the windows? Insulation covers?
Covers, yes.
This is a cover here, and then we also have a cover, if you haven't seen, that comes down on the back side.
We will get more into that as well, and we also have insulated covers for our front and side windows as well. Windows like on the side doors, no, we don't have covers for those, and we don't need one for the acrylic window.
Both of those are acrylic.
Yeah, we don't need them for the acrylic windows. Those don't seem to have any heat loss.
Yeah, the acrylic windows are double pane. They're super awesome, and they don't freeze at all. I don't let any cold air.
The bedroom window that you'll see right there, I actually kind of like that.
That
This is
one's
gonna
acrylic
sound
also.
okay. I like that it's a little bit cooler by my head. Does that sound weird? Like, I feel like if you were to completely close off all of that, I'd feel like I was claustrophobic.
Katie says, Ember is checking out the shower nozzle.
She's like, there's water in there somewhere.
Victor, do you have plans to put a winch on the Revel in case you get stuck or need help, or to help out the trailer? Yes, we do plan to add a winch. We have one in mind that we're going to purchase, but it just takes some time. It takes some money. The other upgrades that we did first took away our little upgrade fund.
We also had a little bit of a disadvantage up here because the one that I'm looking at, it costs a lot to ship up here from where it's made, and it would have to be installed by Trailer Craft, and because of the shipping, it kind of like makes it really expensive.
Let me just wait till we get down and do our southern trip.
And the fact that our trip south has been canceled, it kind of took away from a lot of the upgrades that we want to put on it. We'll give you an idea what we're looking at. There's at least two, and a winch and a front bumper is one of the main ones.
Overland Gear guy said only spending a week in Alaska is like going to Hawaii for half a day.
That's a really good way to put it.
I think it's like going to Hawaii for about an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. And trust me, I go to Hawaii for like 17 hours every now and then, and it's such a tease.
Have you thought of doing any suspension upgrades? Yes.
That's what I was just kind of hinting at.
As you can see, our tool bag is from Agile Off-Road. Tim's hat
is from Agile Off-Road. We're looking at their company and doing a suspension upgrade. We just want to go down there to have it done.
Kayak Dreamer. I've got those same orange pads on your floor. I've been considering cutting them to fit the floor better, then covering the whole space with shag rugs. Have you done any cutting on it? No, and I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, that's another thing we can't tell you.
But we are going to pull that out and scrub down our floor just to get everything cleaned back up.
He's hitting me.
So
yeah, that mat's not going to be there for much longer.
We may have to cut it. We're caught up.
Okay. Any other questions before
I'm gonna run to the restroom.
Brian, okay. Let's see. The winter darkness is the norm. Have you considered significant lighting upgrades interior and exterior for illumination during that part of the year? Maybe like a happy light. What do they call them? Sad lights. I don't think so. I don't think we need actually any additional light inside or outside. We do have, I think we've showed our Helian lighting that we have. It's a LED lighting, but I like my Christmas twinkle lights that I put on the inside. But even before we had the van, when I was growing up, and just I've never needed extra light in the winter, if that makes sense. I've seen the lights, but haven't needed them. Hi from the Isle of Wight, UK. Hi, John Roberts. Thanks for joining us today. You see lots of trees. My trees? Or you see lots of trees? Christmas twinkle lights rock, yeah. In fact, in terms of lighting, that's probably all I really need in the winter in there. Agile Off-Road seems dope. They sure do. We've seen some really good stuff from them, so we're thinking about taking our business to them. Have you found the need for an air compressor to inflate and deflate your tires when off-roading? P.S. Southern California with no great weather. Jim does have an air compressor that he uses to inflate and deflate his tires. I don't know. I'd have to have him show you that. I don't know where it is right now, but yes, we do have one. I know, right? He had to go to the bathroom. I see what you mean. There's a lot of trees. Yeah, I think that the people next door might frown upon that. How is the power going uphill, for example? Is there any lag? When I've been driving it, absolutely not. when Jim drives it, I don't notice it either. I think it's like any regular truck. In fact, I feel like when I drive it, it feels even better than driving his truck in terms of power. I haven't noticed any lag. I feel like if we were towing something, there would be though. But yeah, if you watched, what video was it where Jim, you kind of see a drone shot of it. We went up the Lascom Road, and I think we went up about at least 5,000 feet in elevation. That road was, I don't know the grade of it, but we were only going like 10 miles an hour though, so it's hard to say. He's the one who drove us from Oregon up to Alaska, and I never noticed any lag in power. Show us the stickers on the back. Absolutely. Hold on. My power just went low. Hi from Yorkshire. Let's see, Fraser, hard metal. So Jim took his phone. Hold on. Let's go take a look at the stickers. Oh man, it's gonna be hard to see the stickers. They're so dirty. Overland wants to see the stickers. Look how well you can see these stickers. We have Coldfoot Camp, Tuktoyaktuk. This used to be the Dalton Highway sticker, another Dalton Highway sticker, the Dumpster Highway, Wrangell St. Elias National Park, the Sea Lion Caves in Oregon, Sheep Mountain Lodge, Van Trekking Lifestyle. They were our first sticker. Okay, now let's go over here. I'm having a hard time reading. Oh, Dusty Trails Make Great Tales. That's one of our good friends that makes stickers. North Pole, Alaska. Dalton Highway, Yukon River, Alaska, BC. Lake Louise. Okay. It's very dirty though. We haven't been able to take it and get it washed. It'll probably be a while before we're able to do that. I need a plug back in here. Somebody actually drew in the dirt on our window, you guys. Can you believe it? They went up to the back of our window and drew in our dirt. We were parked outside of a hiking trail, and there were 2 parking spots, and somebody wrote, "I can't park," in the back of our window. Rude. I'm gonna be right back. I think he's adding more insulation. I'm gonna go grab my gloves. Here's your phone, babe. And I had to plug it back in because the battery was dying. Sheep Mountain Lodge. Here. I remember the old lodge, and then it burned. It was a glorious place. I'm enjoying your live feeds. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Pat. I'll be right back. My hands are cold.
If you could change one thing about our Revel, did you answer that?
Nope.
If you could change one thing about your Revel, what would it be? For us, it would be moving our S-bar up under the hood, and that way it's circulating heat all the time. It actually uses the engine, and then replacing that area probably with lithium batteries, or just making a storage area like in the 2021. JP, yes, it does need to be washed, but right now in Alaska, if it's just that time of year where everything is melting or freezing and melting or freezing, so it's just a big muddy mess anyway. So as soon as you finish washing it, it ends up getting dirty again. So there's no point in us going out and doing that right now. Yes, the wool is better than that styrofoam stuff, which is why you see me pulling it out and replacing it with wool. Now that we know that the wool is holding up, I'm I'm actually gonna pull all that stock stuff down and just put wool in there. That's what I'm gonna do. Victor says, have you found the need for an air compressor to inflate and deflate your tires when off-roading?
Wait, I talked about that a little bit. You told me you had one, but I didn't know where it was.
Yeah, we do have one that we have somewhere.
Everything
but
is
it's for that
pulled out
purpose.
right now, and that's one of the reasons why we're staying put is because we were able to pull everything out of the van, and we're going to deep clean it and reorganize. I don't know if you got a glimpse of the pile earlier. I was trying to hide it, but it's quite a mess.
BC said, if you put wool under the dash, would that cause a fire hazard? I thought you mentioned maybe doing that.
Good question.
Good question. I don't believe so.
We'll have to research that and find out.
How does the Havelock wool compare with spray insulation others are doing to their Revels? If you actually go to Havelock Wool, the website, they do a comparison between all the different kinds of insulation and the grade for that insulation. So it's worth taking a look. Like I said, do your research. Some spray foam, if you put the wrong spray foam back there, it can cause damage to the doors because of the expansion. But it's all about doing the research, finding what works for you. Havelock wool is just something that we chose and that we stick by. We've been very impressed so far, and it's holding up. It has all the characteristics that we needed.
Just to piggyback on that, and yeah, you can go to Havelock Wool to their website and research it, but also go other places as well to do your research. That's just usually the way we like to do things. We'll research a company and then we'll look elsewhere too for that information. But I don't know what he's doing, but I just wanted to show you for work, for those of you who are really close to me, I can't get my hands on medical masks, which isn't a bad thing. And my mom made me these cool COVID masks. And so when I'm at work, I'll be a little bit more protected now. She got a little hairy, but it was super sweet of her. So I think that that's what she's been spending her time doing. Mom, I think you're on here with us, so thank you so much for these. I really, really appreciate it. And they have a pouch with the required material on the inside too. So as a nurse, she's really good at taking care of me. Okay. What do you need?
So someone asked about our external lighting.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we haven't gotten into showing this as much as we would like to, but this is our LED lighting from Helian Lighting Company. And it's a battery pack. And it's rechargeable, it's waterproof, so in the winter when we're outside, I think in our holidays video we showed it, and when we took it with us to Hawaii, we strung it between our friend's van and our van, and we created this mood lighting at night. And so we usually just wrap it around a tree, or when I was in Hope, I wrapped it around a guardrail when I was camping on my own. And it gives not only extra lighting, but it also made me feel a little bit more secure to have this on out there. And it lasted over, I think it was about 15 hours that I noticed before it went dead. So this company is actually pretty cool. And this lighting is cool too because it's so compact. So this is one thing we do use for outdoor lighting. Also, the lighting on our van, the underside lighting and the light on the outside of it is really helpful as well. There were little things that we discovered about the Revel along the way that we didn't know even, that features that we didn't even know it had, and that we didn't know that we would use the underside lighting as much as we have used it, if that makes sense. Thank you, Brian. Seeing the lights like that, the drone shot, like right past the lights, was pretty darn cool too. I think that for that lighting, I think Jim has a link to the Buffalo Wool Company, our lighting company, and Overland Gear Guy. His stuff has been incredibly helpful to us back here. You see these nets back here? Well, I didn't like the nets, the cargo nets, because everything falls through the little holes. So we got these pouches. This is one of my favorite colors, so I chose this color. It matches my water bottle, the side of the van, and these pouches hold a lot of great stuff. So check out Overland Gear Guy, because not only is he an amazing person, but he has some really good products as well. Originally, we didn't really keep a whole lot back there. At night, I would actually put my water bottle in that pouch. But now we keep tools and stuff back there as well. I can't see what you're saying. Are the masks reusable? They're washable. Yeah, they're fabric, and I can throw them in the washing machine when I get home with my uniform. The undercarriage lights reflect off the snow. Yeah, that they do reflect off the snow, and they create even more light. The wool seems to expand better than the styrofoam inserts and spray foam indoors. I agree. And right now he's actually, I don't know if you can see him up there. He's adding more. People out jogging, yes. This neighborhood has a lot of people in it who are very outdoorsy. If that makes sense. You will hear and see a lot of people running and walking their dogs, and life is definitely still going on. And I think even next weekend we're going to let our lives keep going on as well. After we get all this done this week, we're going to go out again. What's the dummy in the back? You have to be following along in order to know that that's my friend. That's Tim Kim. And in my solo female travels, I created Tim Kim because I was bored and I was lonely, and somehow he became a very important part of my life. I don't know. I feel lost without him. Let's talk barbecue grills. Do you have one for the van yet? If not, what are you looking at? Let's talk about those.
Let's talk about that. Maybe you can give us some advice.
Should I show him?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to do this. I will be right back because I want to show you something kind of funny.
So I got extremely lucky for Christmas.
He's spoiled. Okay, hold on. I'll show you.
And we just haven't chosen which one yet. So she'll show you this. So if you're just now joining us, this is the stock insulation that came with the van, and we just finished replacing all of this with Havelock wool as well. So oh, Ronnie said he was talking about me.
Oh, Oh, nice one. Okay. I don't know why I went and got this.
I could.
I know. I always do the heavy lifting around here. Here's one. It's the Mega Master. Have not opened the box yet because we haven't been grilling much for obvious reasons. And it looks small and compact. Sportsman Specific Flyway is this brand, and has a push button ignition. It kind of reminds me of Owen and Lynn's. Stainless steel burner, 11,000 BTU. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And then there's the Charbroil True Infrared. He has a choice between two. We have to take one back. No idea. What do you guys think?
Is anyone familiar with either one of these?
I think we need to just open them up and pull them out and see which one we want, but we will have a portable grill for this summer or two. Maybe just do a giveaway for one. I don't know. You know, here we are talking about how we're minimalist, but we do have a bunch of crap as well.
Have a cook-off. Chassis has have a cook-off.
Have a cook-off. Which one cooks better? That's a good idea.
That is a good idea, and then do a giveaway.
No, because we already used it.
The non-winner.
That'd be weird. What do you guys use?
Do you have your own van stickers?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Man, I'm gonna get a workout
Looks like
in.
this. I think she's gonna go grab it now. So does anyone have any feedback on which grill is better? Or tried them? Man, I use a campfire outside the van. So do we normally. So it's kind of unusual for us to have the grill, but we wanted it for steaks and for salmon fishing, so we can just fire up the grill and do the salmon. If it's anything like it was last year, we have fire bans all over the state, so the campground or the grill will actually help us with cooking.
Yeah, give us a few more options. I really like having just one pot meals. We've been able to find a lot of variety with cooking with one pot meals and the Instapot that my mom gave us. But the grill will give us just, yeah, maybe some more variety, do some steaks. We also cook over the fire a lot.
And that's what Mountain Man was saying. He uses the campfire.
Yeah.
But when you can't have a campfire, that's where it comes in handy.
Yeah. When we were coming up from Washington, we did a lot of tinfoil packs. It's so funny. Somebody in the comment section was telling us that we're gonna die by cooking with tinfoil, and yeah, that was funny. Anyway, this is our sticker, and one of the things that I'm doing today is we're compiling a list because people have been messaging us on Facebook interested in the sweatshirts, the stickers. And it got a little overwhelming because we don't have a website to actually, you know, provide that to you. So people just have been messaging us, and it got a little disorganized. So I need to make a list of everybody who's interested in our sweatshirts, what size they want, and the stickers. And get around to ordering the sweatshirts. So if you're interested, you can message us on Facebook at Wings and Wheels Alaska. He doesn't check his email very often, so I don't know if that's a good idea. But Facebook's probably the best place to find us, or Instagram.
Terry asked, do one of those grills have cast iron plates? I bought one with cast iron, thought it would be good, and wish I had never seen it. It is extremely hard to keep clean.
No, it die cast aluminum. Oh wait, no, that's the handles. I don't know what that is. I don't think it is cast iron. I think it'd be a lot heavier if it was.
Yeah. They're pretty lightweight, so. Are your grills propane? Yes, these ones are, which is another thing that makes it, we don't generally carry propane.
Yeah, we don't normally have, but we can do the little propane bottles. When we had the van in Hawaii from Maui Van Life, they had the little propane bottles back here, and they had a grill that they hooked us up with. And the only issue with that was keeping it clean.
Yeah.
So-
The messiness of it is what makes it hard, because you
Yeah.
gotta put it inside the van.
Yeah, especially in Hawaii. I mean, one of the things that we were worried about was cockroaches, and we used the grill the last night that we were there, I think, and I like to keep things really, really clean, especially in Hawaii, because of ants and cockroaches, and it was just a concern that I had while I was there. And if you haven't been following along with us, that's going to make no sense to you. But yes, we did have a Revel when we were in Hawaii for, I guess, just over 10 days.
Right, said the words grill and clean are antonyms. Yes,
Agreed.
I agree.
Where are you going? Okay, I guess I get to entertain you for a while. Look at that, he just like wanders off. I plan on putting the grill in a door storage box. Yes. That's another reason why we haven't opened the grills yet. You'll have to stand by for that. Do you want those grills? Oh yeah, cast iron plates. We've already answered that. George Foreman. I used to have one of those. I forgot about that. Whatever happened to my George Foreman? I loved that grill. It was so easy to use and clean. You look cold, but Dad says, I know. That's how it goes. Like, you know, Jim never wears cold weather gear. A lot of our hikes, he was wearing tennis shoes, and I was making fun of him. I'm cold because of the wind right now. And I have 3 layers on and a buffalo wool scarf and hat, and my head's warm. My hands are kind of warm. I went to go look for my buffalo wool gloves, and again, we took everything out of the van, so I have no idea where everything is right now. Another thing you're going to notice behind us is how many Subarus we have. Subaru Outbacks with the wheels on top. Toolies. Probably every single car that you've seen go by is a Subaru. Let's see, how long have we been on here? You know, an entire hour can go by and it feels like it's been 10 minutes. That's how we ended up being on here for 5 hours the other night. When we were done, we were like, are you kidding me? 5 hours? And for those of you who watched our live 3 hours into it, thank you. We really appreciate that. How you hung out with us that entire time, I have no idea. Yes, trucks too. But mostly what I've been seeing is Subarus. Thank you. Our logo, a lot of time and effort went into the logo. We spent a lot of time working on that. We liked the idea of the van with our state and then the wings, because a lot of people were wondering what the wings part of in our name. Should I tell you how that came about? Originally, when we started our YouTube channel, we were going to do a lot of my travels along with travels in the van and with our motorcycles. And then I decided not to show my side of things. And then the drone became the wings part of our name. Hillbilly Musings by Get to Work, Help Wifey and some cats. You'll all be good, and most importantly, be safe. We're staying safe. You stay safe as well. I also need to probably go compile that list, and tomorrow's my son's 19th birthday, and I have some stuff to do for him to go celebrate that. And thank you, Brian, for one of the suggestions. I sort of tweaked it a little bit in terms of what we're going to do, but it's going to be a surprise, and he might be watching, so I don't want to tell you what it is. So we're going to do something fun for him.
So if you're just now joining us, we did pull off the back panel to check the status of the wool. The wool held up perfectly fine through all winter with condensation, whatever. There's no mold, no wetness, no rust, no anything.
Nothing. It looks exactly the same as it did when we put it in, and we have driven this past winter really a lot of miles. And I'm actually surprised. You know what I thought was going to happen? I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it was going to fall. I thought that it would like creep down and that it wouldn't stay squished. So yeah, we pulled it open, and if you can rewind and see the very beginning if you want to know how we pulled off the doors. So hopefully we were able to show that. But before you leave us, don't forget to give us that thumbs up button on this video. And I know a lot of you go back and watch this later, so we do want to not, spend too much time today.
Yep. And we got a couple other projects we want to work on this morning. I'm actually gonna film one of them for our video for tomorrow, so look forward to that.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing a video tomorrow.
Yep.
What are you doing?
The window rattle.
Oh, okay.
So thanks for joining us. We always appreciate you guys. Don't hesitate to leave comments down below if you have any questions that you want us to answer for you during our 1-year review, and we will happily answer those. That would actually help us out with what you want to know versus us just rambling and always answering the wrong question, it seems.
Yeah, we're good at rambling, so yeah. Okay, guys.
Have a
Big
wonderful
hugs.
Sunday.
Yeah, stay safe.
Stay healthy.
We'll see you later.